Okay, ladies, so let's talk a little bit. If you're new to my page, that means you haven't gone through Heal the Healer. You don't even know what Heal the Healer is. But the fact that you were drawn to my page, more than likely, you have some clairvoyance about you, meaning you have a healing modality about you, whether you're a practicing um, practitioner of hoodoo or traditions, or you're in uh, modern spirituality or new age spirituality, or you're with an ATR, right? You may have stumbled on my page. However, you've come to me, you're here now, and one of the things you need to know about me is that I am big on purity and big on connection to spirit and connection to source. Okay. Not only for myself, but in teaching. I think we all should. And so, in thinking of that, I'm thinking, what do I want to impart to you right now? Um, it's the importance of purity, purification, and how to identify when you need to cleanse, things you can do to cleanse, and just indicators you may not have thought of, right? Things that happen in your life, and you may not even know this is a indication that I need to cleanse my energy. Okay. Number one, I would say for women, menstruating women, so before menopause, 40 and under, okay, every time you finish your menstruation cycle, you need to do a spiritual reset. You need to do a cleanse, okay? Your energy goes through a process. These mosquitoes is tearing me up, y'all. Your energy goes through a process when you're on your menstruation cycle, and to signal to the universe and energies around you that I'm done going through that process, and I am um, now ready to interact with you. You need to realign and neutralize your energies. So, purification after your moon cycle. Next, I would say anytime you are um, with a partner, especially if you're not regularly sexually active, if you're living with someone, if you're married, this might be a little difficult for you. But if, say, you have a long distance relationship, or you just have bouts, cycles of where you are fasting from sex or abstinence, whenever you do have sex, you need to get back to your original self. Cleanse yourself energetically after sex, right? Of course, we shower, we wash well, but energetically, you need to cleanse his energy off of you. Okay? So that's two. After sex. Three, anytime you have been around a large crowd of people and a lot of people have been touching you, right? Say you're at an amusement park, say you're at a concert, say you're at a big gathering, there's a bunch of people, you have to move, push through the crowd, there's a lot of people brushing by you, you brushing by people, a lot of energy being exchanged, touched. You should cleanse yourself. Okay. Um, so those are big times. And of course, if there's a breakup, if there's a big argument, if your energy has shifted and gone to an extreme level, whether that's extreme anger, whether that's depression, whether that is, you know, well, we already talked about love and lust, right? That's an extreme as well. Um, Sometimes you might need help bringing yourself down from being happy, right? Some people would be like, why do I need to neutralize myself from being happy? Guess what? If you're too happy, if you're too in the clouds, if your mind is too euphoric, you can't think straight. You can't think logically, and you start making decisions based on emotions. And some of you, that's how you ended up with these kids. Some of you, that's how you ended up in these relationships with these men you can't get rid of, right? What's the word that's trending now? Is it dusties? Yeah, we ended up with these men because we had too much high emotion going on. Okay? So bring yourself down, think logically, right? We need to cleanse and neutralize from that as well, right? Anyone who knows me know I keep spiritual bathroom ready. It is nothing for me to come in and feel away and go shower and take a spiritual bath. It's nothing. It's so quick you don't even know what happened. That's how you need to be in your spiritual practice. Okay? That's how you need to be in your spiritual practice. You need to make cleansing your aura, cleansing your energy field, and raising your vibration, a natural part of your routine, right? We'd like to have routines for everything. We have a skincare routine, we have a morning ritual routine, we have all of these routines. What's your spiritual routine? How do you keep your spirit clean? I know how you keep your face clean, right? But how do you keep your spirit clean? How do you keep your aura and your energy field neutral and clear? That's what we're talking about. That's important. Whether it's because of trading, because of the energy work that you do as a healer, whether it's just because of your interactions in life as a mother, as a daughter, you need to be clear-headed, clear-minded, and you need to be at the top of your game. Okay? And being at the top of your game means that you're connected to spirit. Okay? And that connection, the main connection between you and spirit, will be based on your purity. Okay? How close that is my definition. Those of you who have gone through the course, you guys know the definition of purity, my definition of purity, the spiritual definition of purity. What is it? It is the measure in which the unseen world will interact with you. Okay, so your level of purity is the measure in which the unseen world will interact with you. So if you are an extremely pure person, you can expect to have more interactions, more encounters, more you have good luck, right? People always say, "Oh, she always seems to be on time, in flow." Right? There's always good things happening to her. There's always a good aura around her. Okay? Her purity is high versus someone else who maybe is always having accidents and incidents and just always having a streak of bad luck. Why is that? Mm. At ease, right? At that. Spirit is like, no, I can't get close to you to give you the blessings that you need because you're dirty, right? And what is dirty to a human is not dirty to spirit. So you need to start having your spiritual mind open, your spiritual eye open, and understanding what spiritually it means to be clean and dirty. And so maybe I'll go through that in a different video, going over some of the general things you guys need to be aware of. Impurity, what is pure? Okay, so we've talked about when you should look to purify. Let's talking about how you should purify, ways that you should purify. First off, I would direct you to go to my website and get the basic purification spiritual bath. Okay, there is a regular cleansing spiritual bath that we use with the herbs that are harvested from the temples here in Benin. So it's from your ancestral land, and the herbs are activated. Okay, so not only are the herbs indigenous to the land of your forefathers, meaning that it works in conjunction with your DNA and cosmic makeup, but it's also activated, meaning that there are particular rituals and spells and incantations and processes that are done with those herbs in order to pair spirit with the herbs which give you the blessing. Okay, so this is not just bay leaf and pink Himalayan salt. Okay, this is and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with hoodoo practices, right? Hoodoo is a sacred practice that we have held for the 400 years that we haven't had access to our traditions. But now that we have access to our traditions, we need to take advantage of our motherland. So I would say go to my website and get these herbs. Okay. You can pair them with the bath that you currently use or use them by themselves. Okay. Now, when preparing your spiritual bath, for those of you who have never had a spiritual bath before, okay, you first take a regular bath. Okay? You shower with soap regularly. After you shower with soap regularly, then that's when you start to use your spiritual bath. Preferably, you use the spiritual bath outside. Okay? If you have an enclosed patio, if you have a backyard, if you have somewhere in nature where you can go and take your spiritual bath, it's better to do that. It's better to be in nature where you can have the water and the old energy running off of you and going into nature, meaning into the ground and neutralizing instantly. Okay, so that is preferred. Now, if you're not able to do that and you are, working with the bathroom that you have, okay, what I would say is, depending on how you um, answer that, I think it's the taxi. See if the taxi is here. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this quick. So, depending on how, depending on how you have your herbs, if it's the raw herbs, you need to prepare them. If it's the spiritual bath yourself, itself and it's the liquid, then you can go straight from liquid into bathing. Is the car outside? Okay, then hurry up. Tell her that we need to get change. I don't want him to leave. hmm Um, if it's the herbs, right? If it's the herbs, then you will need to, I would suggest, put them in a mesh bag or put them in a tea bag, and that way you don't get the herbs in your sink, in your drain, messing up your shower. Okay. Okay. So, in conclusion, you want to start from head and start to apply the bath to yourself, the liquid to yourself. As the liquid is going all over your body, you want to speak positive affirmations over yourself, removing any negativity that you have interacted with. Okay. At the end, right? So you go from top down, not going back up. Okay. When you're finished and all the liquid has gone through your body and you have uh, washed everything off of your feet and into, the earth, from that point forward, if possible, ideally you want to air dry. Okay. You want to air dry and go on with your day. Okay. Make sure to tell him where we get off. If you guys have more questions, if you need more clarity, check out the class Heal the Healer or DM me. Okay. Be well.